This is PAPAGO's latest dash cam that they've got coming out, the GoSafe272. You know, PAPAGO is, to me, in my mind, is quickly becoming one of the coolest companies around with some of the products that they've come out with the Go Watch and now this GoSafe camera. This is a really cool little camera and has a lot of stuff packed into it in its little small body. I want to show you what's in the box first. This is the box, of course. Comes with the instruction manual, the product registration card, warranty card, a mini USB to, or I guess you'd call it a micro USB to USB plug, a cigarette lighter plug for the Go Cam. This is the mount here for the windshield. And this little thing right here is the 272. And it is as small, I've got it upside down, it is as small as it looks on the camera. This is maybe a 3-inch by 2.5-inch little camera. I'll show you the back here. Mostly screen. There's 6 buttons as well. This is a cool little camera. The instructions could be a little better with this. It doesn't really get into all the details of all the features, and I'm still exploring a lot of the features that it has. But this is a cool little camera. You have to add a memory card to it, a mini SD card. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with that. It supports up to 32 gigs, but you have to get that separately. I've got one in it currently. Luckily, I had one when I got the camera. Setup is fairly quick with this. You just put the card in, the SD card in, set up the date, the language, and it's pretty much ready to go and pretty much starts recording with motion and as soon as it's powered on, basically. To power it on, it's pretty easy. Just remember when you're powering on the power buttons here, you hold the button down for a couple seconds. And there you go. You see the screen coming up. And there, the little tune that plays, and it's telling me with that little symbol that motion, I guess, is detected, or turn your lights on, or whatever. And then to power it off, you hold the button down, and it shuts off. Pretty easy. Again, I'm still exploring a lot of the features. I kind of wish PAPAGO would go into a little bit more detail in their manual. It's a little thin, and go into some of the details, of the camera, because it talks about mentions features in there like the speed limit sign function, fatigue driver function, but it really doesn't go into details about how those functions work and that kind of thing. It just kind of gives you a brief explanation. The other thing is that I actually discovered by accident on their webpage is that this camera is capable of having firmware updates, which is cool, but there's really no direction on it in the instruction booklet on how to do that. And even their web page is a little sparse. I've tried to follow the directions because it appears there's a firmware update for this, but it doesn't really say what version, and it doesn't really give you instructions. And the instructions I tried in the general FAQ page didn't work. So I don't know if it's the latest update, or if I have already the latest update and that's why it won't install, or whether the instructions aren't correct for how to install that update. So those type of things could be better. But I mean, again, PAPAGO, this is some new products from them, so hopefully they'll improve that, especially on their webpage about the directions. Mounting is very easy with this. I'll show you. I don't have a dash or windshield to mount, but this mounting hardware just basically screws into the bottom. It's very easy. You just twist it on and tighten it up, and it's good to go. There's a little locking mechanism for the suction cup. It mounts onto the windshield, and it's pretty sturdy and holds pretty tight. The one thing I do wish they would make a little better, let me see if I can get it up to the camera here. See that little tab right there? That's, to help you get the suction cup off. To me, that's a little small. I had trouble getting the suction cup off because it does stick pretty well, and I had a tendency to drop the camera a little bit. But so I mean, I kind of wish they would make that a little bit bigger for this. But other than that, it holds on real well to to the windshield. To me, the biggest thing about this camera and the most surprising thing is this records basically in full HD, 1080p, and has a really wide angle of view. I was actually surprised at how well this video for this camera was. I mean, it was crystal clear and very pretty. And it was good. So it's better than, some expensive regular, SLR cameras I've seen. So, I mean, it does a really, really good job with the video. The camera is very thin, lightweight, and like I said, it has so many things packed into it. It detects, automatically records text by detecting motion. It gives you an audible alarm if you're sitting in traffic and the cars ahead of you start moving and you're stopped. It lets you know. It beeps at you to let you know, to kind of remind you. It comes on when you start your car. It has a built-in impact sensor, which hopefully you won't, or hopefully I won't, using this, ever have that happen, but it automatically records and locks the file so it can't be erased in the case of an accident or some kind of crazy movement with the car or near accident or whatever. It has that feature. Again, that stuff is really, really cool. I mean, seemingly they've thought of pretty much everything in this camera. The one thing I don't know, and I haven't figured out if it has yet, is if it has a GPS logging feature. It kind of looks like on the directory inside the SD card that it creates the files, that there's that feature, or maybe the possibility of adding that feature in the future. Whether it has it or not, I haven't figured that part out yet. I've only had this a short time, but that would be nice if it doesn't have that feature, that they add that feature. And again, with future firmware, hopefully they'll add more features and only make this camera better, which is already good, but hopefully they can add some features like that and really make this camera even better than it is. For me, overall, I'm happy with this thing. I mean, it's great as far as I'm concerned. I mean, a few small nitpicky things, like I said, the instructions could be better. If the GPS logging feature is not there, hopefully that could be added, or hopefully they will add that in the future. And the little tab for the suction cup could be a little bigger for future versions of this. I give this 4.5 stars. I'm going to attach to this video some of my dash cam footage just to show you what the video looks like. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to show on the Amazon page, but I mean, I'm going to try to at least give you an example of that. So, but overall, this is a great camera.